Hi, karibuni sana to YT Nation, where we have conversations that matter. My name is Pendo, and I'm your moderator for today. Aki nimewahata. Acha. Watu walienda TTNT5. Okay. Tumewahata sana. Personally, nimewahata. It's been a minute. So kindly let us know where you are watching from. On all our social media platforms, we are YT Nation on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, on TikTok. Yes, we are YT Nation. And I have an amazing panel. Hizi ni nyuso, hizi ni uso, hizi ni that one. Kiswahili, please don't judge. Tuliacha university.
Kiswahili kitukuzwe.
Kitukuzwe wapi? Akipasi hata wewe nikiambia preach in Kiswahili kidogo will bite outside. Tutauma nje. But yes, we have an amazing panel ready for our conversation with you. But before I introduce them, I'd just like us to do a recap on what we did last week. So this week or this month, yes, we are discussing Family Feud. Okay, Family Feuds. If you watch the game, you understand kidogo. So last week we were looking at Family Feud, and we looked at a couple of Bible characters. So there was Isaac, Jacob and Esau, Esau. Dear school. Principal wangu by there ameretire. Niliona aliretire last week. So
go for your refund.
Refund ya pesa. Hey, yes. So there's a story of Jacob and Esau. Esau lost his birthright to Jacob. And Isaac, because he was losing his sight, he was very old. Hakutel that hizo nywele hazikuwa real, zilikuwa za mnyama, hazikuwa za Esau. So he gave the birthright to Jacob. But we do realize that Esau had already sold his birthright way before this point. But that's story for another day. So there's that whole debacle. Tulikuwa tuna discuss behind the scenes. And there's a gentleman here, Pablo, alikuwa anasema debacle, so nikasema lazima niseme hiyo word nikae nimesoma. Hallelujah. Yes, so there's that whole debacle. And then we have, nimerudia mara mingi, but okay, yes. And then we have Joseph. So Joseph is traded by his brothers and he goes to Egypt. Why do they trade him? Because he's the favorite of his father. So he got to stay home and learn. But then we see him putting to work the skills he learned from his father, how to do sijui weights, how to do. Watu wamewatch hiyo cartoon ya Joseph wanaelewa kitu nasema. If you've not watched it, tafadhali itafute on YouTube, inaitwa Joseph. Yes, so he was learning at home when his brothers were in the fields working. And he got a very beautiful colored coat. And the brothers were like, hey, wewe, elimination, 101, uno. But yes. I need to learn that game because imekuwa ikini-traumatize this past week. But yes. So they sold him into slavery, and now he needs to recover from the betrayal his brothers have shown him, because the brothers took his coat, they roughed it up, wakapaka damu ya one of the sheep or something like that, and then wakapelekea Jacob, wakamwambia, your son was eaten by wild animals. So Jacob mourned his son, who is not dead, but is dead. Yeah. And then Joseph, now in Egypt, is struggling through Potiphar's house into the prison, and after a few years to the palace. But ukisoma hiyo story, Bible ni entertaining, guys. I won't stop saying this. Bible is very entertaining. Ukisoma hiyo story, you'll realize that aliwachezea tricks kidogo, and I think we'll discuss it as we continue throughout today's conversation. Aliwachezea tricks kidogo because kuweka hiyo kikombe kwa sakia ilikuwa Benjamin. Ilikuwa ndo Benjamin arudi. Okay, he didn't need to do all that. Angewaambia tu, I am your long lost brother. But he was like, you know what? Vengeance is here on earth. It is not for the Lord. Iyo hatujui. So, yes. So now we get into the conversation for today, and I'd like to introduce the panel. Or rather, I'd like them to introduce themselves. Na nataka watuambie, I've just thought about this. Nataka watuambie, wewe ni first born, second born, third born, kitinda mimba, ama mzazi. Juu kuna apparent here on this panel. Na lazima I defend parents on favorism ama ni favoritism. So yes, we'll start with the lady on my right.
Yes. So, hi guys. I hope you're well. My name is Wakuro Modhoni Mwangi, or Wax as many people call me. Mimi ni second born na kitinda mimba.
Yes, I was waiting for her kusema hiyo ya mwisho kwa sababu second born hapo count iko
I am the
cancelled out.
second and last born. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Hi guys, my name is Samuel Mutemi. Very simply second born. Yeah.
Second born out of?
Out of 4.
Oh, way. Okay. How many boys? Acha tu tujibu.
Only one guy. The rest
Which
are
is
sisters.
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the only boy.
The only boy.
Oh, that's the favorite.
Jitete, utajitetea ukiwa kona gani?
Wait, we are the one introducing ourselves. Why are you now taking
I'm
my
sorry,
show? It's my
Percy.
show. It's my time. It's my time.
Nangoja ku shoot arrows hapa,
No,
but
please
yes.
don't shoot any arrows. Me, I deal with guns. So now, my name is Steve Onguko. I am second last. I'm second last born in a family of 6. 6 boys only. We are all 6 boys. Your basketball team, tumeweza. I wear that, but interestingly, I'm second last, right? Is that second last? But still, we are last born because I'm a twin. I have a twin. But mimi ni wa kwanza. Hallelujah.
How do you know?
I know, for I know. And then
Yes.
also I wear a hat of a parent. I have 2 children, a boy and a girl. Yes.
Okay.
I've introduced myself. So, are you happy?
Pasi ni last born, basically. Acha tu
I'm not a
tuseme
last
hivyo.
born. I'm not a last born. I'm a shaken lashed.
Amejaribu kujitetea sana, but basically what we are saying, Pasi ni last born. So as I had introduced myself, my name is Pendo, and I am a last born. I don't even have a defense. Na sijui mbona hii panel hatukuona vile
who
huku
defines the
kuna
last one, by the way?
kitinda
Who
mimba.
defines the last born? You
Who-
don't define the
you-
last one.
No, you came.
It's your
you
parents
came
who
on
define
last.
the last one.
No, you came on last.
No,
Is there
you're
anybody
just
after
last
you?
one for the moment.
There's no. You want a
Lakini
Sarah
hii
story?
imeshaenda.
Ishaenda bwana. Kuna mahali inafika unajua hiyo mlango ilifungwa na ifunguliwi tena.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
So today we are looking at Scar. So sijui watu wenye wamewatch Lion King, Hans. Pasi anainua
Best
lakini yenye
movie
aliwatch ni ya
ever.
1990. Ilikuwa 8.
I like the way you have assumptions of what I have watched, what I have read. I have assumptions
Is
of my
it
introduction.
alive,
I-
Pasi?
We don't lie on the screen.
But it is that one that we like.
Yeah.
Though,
The
right?
original one.
Hizo
The
zingine zinakaa
19
kidogo
sijui what, which one.
zime hazikai the
Ni
same.
original.
Alright.
Tuibishe mbele ya screens bana.
Pole basi, I'll be
Hebu
kinder.
repent here. Hebu come and repent here with Ash Lots, by the
mini
way.
bully.
Can you
Ni
repent here on the
repent.
screens? No, we are working by international.
On a family feud, guys. This is what happens behind the scenes.
Umeshaanza kwa stage sasa.
As in, this is how it
Real
is.
time.
Conversation.
Real time. Hata hatujaanza.
Guys.
Sawa, si sorry.
So
But I'm the
yes.
father, bro.
So, napenda vile umejibariki na taji. Amen. Hallelujah.
The father.
So when Scar alikuwa na feel vibaya kwa sababu akupewa taji ya king. But Scar hakuwa firstborn.
Yeah. So is there a problem?
Actually, by the way, I really wonder, like, where does the jealousy come from?
Now, if you want to continue writing the script kando, we could go to before Lion King, when probably Sky and Mufasa were young
Right,
cubs.
right.
Labda baba yao tumuite baba Mufasa. Juu sasa ataitwa baba Mufasa. Juu Mufasa is there.
Anaitwa Bufasa.
Bufasa.
How?
Probably attention ilikuwa kwa Mufasa kumtrain kuwa the next king.
Yeah.
So Scar kwa hapo kama by the way,
Yeah.
the by the way son.
Yeah.
Labda ilianzia hiyo time.
And then akaanza
Ikakuwa
kurealize
resentment
unakuwa
all his life.
sidelined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me is my
But-
thinking to justify to try and think like Scar.
No, but see, that's the same story of Jacob, eh? Listen.
Yeah.
That's the same story of Jacob. But who defined that? Probably the question will be then: who defined the firstborn should be the heir?
Si tumekuja. We came into the world and found it
Two
like
seconds
Too
of
late.
silence.
Sisi ni Gen Z.
Ukiangalia kwa scripture, for example, I'm looking at the story of David. So David was not the first.
Yes.
So probably when they were going to look for the king, and maybe that's why his father brought people, like brought his other elder brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Na
started
anaambiwa,
with the first child.
Anaambiwa, sio huyo.
But imagine hata Samuel alikuwa na shuku itakuwa one of the first sons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Samuel did not even think about David. Mungu ndo alikuja kuchange this story, this narrative.
Yeah.
So I think imekuwa hivyo. I think imekuwa
From
hivyo
where?
because even for though you've mentioned Esau and baba anaitwa nani? Jacob.
Papa, ne?
Scripture kidogo.
Imeenda.
Kidogo
Jina
i
ime
fly away.
Uh-huh.
But jinx. But when you look at Jacob, ni
Esau.
Jacob and Esau.
Jacob and Esau, yeah.
Yes, Jacob and Esau. The birthright was supposed to go to Esau,
Yes.
not to Jacob.
Yes.
But Jacob played a trick. So time immemorial, it's been the firstborn son gets the larger share of the birthright, and I think it's been like that.
Yes.
for-
I think kila
Also
mahali,
just
even
culture.
biblically, there is a certain blessing
Of the firstborn.
of the
Yes.
The first fruit.
Of the
Aliyefungua,
fa-
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Pastor. Yes.
Sharabush.
Shanda. Yes. So, okay, I don't know about us, but dear mother, please don't watch this. Don't watch this
We shall
episode.
forward this link to your mother.
Pastor, please don't try. Please don't. Save me. But maybe in our own families, we have seen seasons and times where we felt like, okay, there's hapa kuna favoritism, ama ni favorism, imechezwa kidogo, and probably either you were on the winning end or you're on the losing end, right? Gentlemen, I'd like to start with you. Ndio kwa manake. Hiyo saying inakwanga ndio
Wachana na
manake,
Kiswahili,
ndio
wachana
kwa
na
manake.
Kiswahili kilikuchenga, achana nacho.
Yes, Sam.
Ndio manake.
Hiyo,
I
hiyo.
was just correcting. Yeah, I think trying to pinpoint a specific point mahali kulikuwa na favoritism. Ni favoritism au ni favorism? I've been
Tuambieni hapo
I've been
chini
trying to
kwa
figure it out
comment
the entire time. But yeah, it's a bit difficult. But I'd say for me ilikuwa kuosha vyombo. As a guy, in our family it was very we were brought up kila mtu had to, learn
Pull your
specific
weight.
things. Yeah, pull your weight.
Yeah.
And really do what you needed to do. And I found myself washing vyombos a bit too many times. Hiyo kizungu ni mbaya. One times too many. One time too many.
Okay.
Hey, nilikuwa naosha vyombo sana.
Yeah.
And for a point, at a time I really thought, kwa nini mimi ndo naoshanga vyombo almost kila time? Right now it makes a bit more sense because when I look back, I realize even now I don't cook that well. So it would have been also a disservice to everyone else kama ningekuwa napika vitu zenye haziko.
But don't you think also probably it was because of your how can I call it, your environment? Because all of people around you were like, you had sisters, and so it was just natural and automatically, like for things like doing the house chores, such kind of house chores was an automated thing. So it didn't hit them like, wait, we have a gentleman here probably who shouldn't be doing this, we should be doing for him. And so, and also maybe your parents also thought, tukiacha boy aka hivi at the end of the
Hakuna
day
kitu atafanya.
hakuna kitu atafanya. So it was just as environment necessitated.
wacha yeye afanye hii,
I mean,
itakuwa yake.
Inaweza kuwa the environment. It's true because
But then, did your dad, Kiingereza leo inapotea. Did you ever see your dad like washing? Okay, has he ever washed like utensils?
special occasions. Special occasions. Saa zile hakuna mtu wa kufanya hiyo kazi.
Okay.
Hiyo itafanyika.
Step in.
Yeah, special occasions. But I think pointing it out, definitely that might have been one of the factors. Because unapata I had 3 sisters and some of them actually like to cook a lot. Like ni talent. They really, really like it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where I was pushed to the vyombos. Because then again, I don't know how it comes up, but watu hupenda kupika wapendi kuosha vyombo na watu hupenda kuosha vyombo wapendi kupika.
I don't understand who loves washing vyombo.
Oh, I came to love it. Sijamaliza story.
Hey, okay.
I came to love it later on But at some point I really thought, bana hao wanapewa kazi ya kupika kila time. Kuna favoritism hapo kidogo. Na sisi hapa tuna relegatiwa kwa vikombe na sufuria na masahani.
Washamaliza kutengeneza the sweet things, wendo na achua dishes usiku 11 p.m.
unasugua.
Na sayo madha anasema in my house vyombo
azilalangi kwa sink. Yes.
Na ilileta it brought a lot of fights. I remember me and my siblings have fought a lot about vyombo and chores. And I'm sure this applies to a lot of siblings also. So hapo ndo nitasema one example comes from.
Kuna story nilikuwa nataka utoe. Sasa itabidi
shida huyu moderator. Ni kama anajua kila kitu. Tuambie basi kila kitu.
Yes, sasa ndio the importance of doing your research, guys. As a good moderator, I took my time. Nikafanya some research.
Sorry.
But kuna a point where ulifeel ni kama, okay, maybe there's an occasion where they needed to either split ways, mmoja aende huku. I know I've had those experiences. Mmoja aende huku, mwingine aende attend occasion ya. Dear parent, umeniangalia viserious hata uko focused kwanza, acha tukuje kwako.
I'm keen to hear you.
Yes, as a parent, have there been times where both your kids had occasions that were important to them? Ama wanaenda shule moja wote, haijafika point yenye they different high schools, and you needed to choose where you are going. So maybe one parent had to go for one occasion and then the other parent would go for the other. Or maybe your pastoral duties had you held up somewhere and your wife is alone, and so she had to attend one occasion and send one of her sisters or brothers to another occasion.
You know, interestingly, the other day I asked my house help, do you think I have a favorite? Just yesterday. And he said, I thought, when I look at the way I've so far with my kids, by the one of is okay, ni mmoja ndiye kwa shule. The other one is not in school.
Yeah.
And so the other day I was asking, funny enough, I don't know, from somewhere, I asked my house, do you think I have a favorite? And he said, you love your daughter more than your son. And I was thinking, no, I think I love my son because I am always with him and everything thinking, it makes sense. Because if you look the way I have whatever, just hanging around with him, done things with him and all that, I don't think it's the same. But sometimes, I don't know, is it really favoritism of what you choose and what you know? I've become cautious. Probably it will be good if I reflected maybe in my own life, because some of the things that happened probably in my own life, now that as I'm raising up my children, I am kind of trying I've become cautious about it. Not to repeat those things. And probably that's why maybe I asked that question. Because I would not want my kids to come up feeling favoritism, but probably I just want them to appreciate probably so-and-so is better than so-and-so. And of course, after observation, realizing, because I might be pushing you, for example, she viombo, and it's not your thing. But she enjoys doing viombo, you know? So probably one thing is growing and learning and appreciating what is she good at and what is he good at, and just helping both to appreciate. It is not competition, rather is about complementation.
Yeah.
Hapo nimepeana points. Umpige makofi.
Tunafaa tumekuja na notebook hapo. Tuchukue notes.
Notebook and pen. Tuko therapy
but
session.
when I look in my own life,
actually that's where I wanted to go.
When I look in my own life when I grew up, okay, I grew up in a very interesting setup. I think, there was favoritism. It was obvious. For various reasons, probably that I may not mention, but it was very clear. Not necessarily because it happened that as we were in the same school, almost all of us, same high school. So, but it was obvious. We all went through almost the same school. So, it was almost obvious sometimes when you start realizing the frequency which your parents will come for visiting compared to the way they will come when the others were there. So realize, hey, a termination, pengine the time nilikaa a whole time, no one came. And I reflect the previous year when my bro was still in school. Hey, maze walikuwa wanakuja. Or every time they will come once a time. But now I stayed the whole time, maze parents wakuja. And I was like, where? Ngori. Like, Mimi, I think I'm not that important. And sometimes umetumiwa pesa. But you know, sometimes there's that thing you feel, you want your parent to come. Yeah. Kutumiwa pesa. You want your parent
Yeah,
to
you want
your
to see
parent
them.
your parent to come.
Yeah.
And I feel somehow maybe it affect even the way I performed in school. I don't know. Maybe I felt then I am nobody. To these people, mimi si mutu wa maana.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey. Therapy session 101, guys. But also, I think in the same light, there's usually, aside from there being favorism, because mi na feel ni kama from one parent I'm on the winning side of the stick, and then from the other parent I am not. So naonanga ni kama Zawadi is dad's favorite. Every day, all day, tupigane, dad atanisomea mimi. I'm like, Father, how? Dear Father. But at the same time, there's something we had mentioned before screens, before light camera action. Yeah. And we were talking about how they can have an expectation of you based on the favorism or favoritism. So if the favorite is the last born, or the favorite is, okay. I apologize to all firstborns, guys. Msikuja kunitafuta kunisalimia. But if the favorite is the last born, for example, like Jacob, maybe your mom or your dad anaambia the firstborn kuwa kama huyu. You know, because they have mommy goggles or daddy goggles on. So they're not really seeing the faults of their favorite child, but they're seeing the mistakes and the faults of their not so favorite child. So when they have expectations of you, maybe, for example, itendeke tu that the favorite child ndo ule mwenye succeed. Yeah. Alafu sasa unaanza kwa Wakero ameinua microphone. Yes. In the eyes of men, yeye ndo anafanya vizuri. So anashinda akiwa uploaded. And then mwingine ana fall back ako like, okay, vile pasi amesema, probably these guys don't even really care. So I may just as well do what I want to do. Yeah. But then they keep pulling expectations from you. And I'd like you works to talk about that kidogo, your smile. Hey, okay, yes. Like, are there like times when you feel like there are word inanipotea, but expectations zenye ni kidogo impractical because you're two different individuals?
Not personally.
They will not watch this
But-
episode.
Umeanza na disclaimer.
Disclaimer. But I know of situations, or I've heard of them. Ndio nasema not personally. I don't know if it's because, and we were discussing with Pasi, for us, I think we have, in our home, we have grown to understand each other. And being the baby, I may not have seen. Is that grammatically correct? Inaweza kwa si
may not
kuona.
have seen, yeah.
Is the pressures that would have been, okay, there are some I've seen, but in small things like, of the two of us, the one who'd wake up to go to the shop is not me. It's my sister. And that's how it has been. So small things like that. But I know of people who have had the pressure. At times, it may not even be verbal from the parents. It could be societal, where you are expected as the older person to be, the A student. You're told to lead by example. Kwanza hiyo, as you grow up, the older one is definitely told to lead by example to the younger ones. So if you're not doing well, then what example are you setting? Or there's that pressure already. Then the situation where, well, probably you're good at making YouTube videos, you're a vlogger or something, or a TikToker, as the example I gave.
Yes.
And the one following is the one who really loves biology and wants to do medicine and is excelling as a doctor and is doing so well. And so the pressure, I don't know if we shall get to the aspect of pressure between siblings to try and please your parents actually without the quotes, and at times with quotes, in that in your mind you're thinking, well, if I do this, or rather I'll do this because I want to please my parents. And it's not really because I want to do it or I would love to do it, but it's just because I feel like nyumbani tukiwa compared si sote, mimi ndio black sheep.
Yeah. Okay. Kuna kitu ameguzia na sitaki tuingie sahi because we'll come back to this conversation after the short break and we'll be discussing that. Pressure between siblings. Because I have a story for you. But yes, we'd like to go on a short commercial break and we'll just be coming back with this conversation from where she has left off. Pressure between siblings based on favoritism, based on expectation of parents, etc. etc. So kindly text us on the WhatsApp line that will be running below your screen. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Media TV. It will be running below your screen and you can let us know your name, where you're watching us from. Yes, and your experience with family members and siblings. Yes, specifically siblings. So thank you so much. We'll be right back.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Did they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcasts?
Really? Even Meet of the One?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website, www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
Oh, hi, guys. We are just continuing with this conversation. So, yes, we just like to pull you in. Let me tell you, as I always tell you, conversations happen behind the scenes. So, hata saidi ndio tunakumbusha, guys, you're on air. But yes, where we had left off, tulikuwa tumesema, pressures za siblings. And tulikuwa tumesema, so nangoja kusoma your messages that you're tweeting, that you're sending in on the YouTube live link, of course, on Citam YT Nation. The number, if you're not using the YouTube link, is 0708 222 323. 0708 222 323. Thank you. Tuko sawa? Yes. So, what we had mentioned before we went on the break, pressures. Yeah. Sam. Yes.
Sama kuna pressure, the only boy in the girls.
Yeah.
Huko kuna pressure nyingi.
Yes.
Kuna pressure nyingi. But yeah, I'll mention a few. I'll start with the light one. This is on a light note. So it's usually very hard to keep up with the cleanliness of ladies. So kwa nyumba nakanga ni kama ndo nakwanga mchafu. Sometimes they struggle to understand. But mimi nilisha akubali. It's three
that's
ladies.
Your standard
but,
of cleanliness.
My standard and the one for ladies is juu kidogo.
Yako iko kidogo
So,
chini.
ka pressure kana kuanga hapo. Nakujanga waniambia, bana hii room yako ni staff. Mimi niko like room imekuwa sawa. Mimi hata sijaona. until you came.
Napumua, I mean.
Napumua, naishi vizuri. I'm living my best life. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's one. Number two, definitely in, and this is very common in education. So if you look at an example, there's a real example. I thank God that I'm the second born.
Yeah.
So the last born is very, how do I say, academically gifted, especially. So I really thank God nilikuja before her because ingekuwa tu mkue kama. So yeah, she did a KCSE, KCP, KCSE, both she performed really, really well.
Yes.
I think zote mbili alitoka kwa gazeti, if I'm not wrong.
Mnaona hata si eti unacheza na hiyo academic serious.
Nile inatokea kwa gazeti, mnaona. So nilikuwa naona hivyo nasema thank God huyu amekuja after mimi. Mimi hawezi niambia ati nikue kama yeye juu mimi nilimaliza 2 years ago.
Ulifunga chapter.
Nilifunga hiyo chapter hatuwezi fungua tena. But I could imagine if she was the firstborn. It would have been pressure for all the other guys.
Yeah.
I think also when you look at our family, people are gifted differently. And I think that's when you come to realize there's a very different dynamic going on. The firstborn is very orderly, you know. Eka vitu hapa. She's very orderly. And what usema firstborns tend to be like that, but her, she's, you know, she has that perfectly down. Mimi nasemanga kazi yangu kwa nyumba ni kuchekesha watu saa zingine. Live in the mood kidogo if it's too serious. Mimi naitwa mood control. And then third one is arts. So her, she does art amazingly. Tengenezanga arts and stuff. No, the third one, the one who follows me. And then now the last one is academically gifted. So you see, if there was pressure for any of those things, tungekuwa tunasuffer. Because Mimi, I did art in high school, but only because the subject I wanted, I could not choose. So if you told me to draw something, I'm not the best at it. Hapo pressure ingekuwa tu imenimaliza. But I'm very good with technology and stuff like that. So ukipea hao wasi wengine hizo vitu, pia watasafa. Juu saa zingine wanakujanga waniuliza, wanipigia simu wananiambia, do you 1, 2, 3 things is not working, so how do we fix it? So you see how different we are. Makes it very important to know that, first of all, if you decide to put certain things on other people, for example, you put academic gifting as a very high thing for each and every individual, itakuwa shida sana. Because now, the rest of us would struggle. We are gifted differently, so we definitely will not achieve what the last one has achieved. If it was arts and stuff like that, if it was, you know, being orderly, of course we're all supposed to be orderly, but yeah, she has a special gifting for that. It would be a lot of pressure for that. But I think the good thing about our family and where my parents really got it right is that they have encouraged the strengths in us. So utapata, I don't really think I've ever felt the pressure ya kuperform. Sana, maybe, I don't know why, but probably because they supported the giftings of everyone. So if you come to a house, you'll find that there are a lot of paintings on the wall. Na zote ni za the sister. So her amekuwa supported hivyo. Purity has been supported, you know, last one. She went to great school, great university, you know, she's doing everything she wants to do. So I think when you look at that, it makes you realize that as much as there are pressures, it's important to note the strengths and weaknesses of people so that you can be able to balance them out. But pressure ziko.
Nataka kuchangia hapo. What?
Sorry. I wanted to add, and relating it to what I had said earlier before the break, on the pressure that we may have is now there when the parents show that this is what is good and this is not good. So I am forced to, let's say now I'm an artistic person and I'm not into sciences, but I'm forced to, it seems wrong if I am not doing well in math, if I'm not doing well in my scientific languages in school, and when I'm doing really well in my arts or in my languages, this is in the context of, is it high school and primary, let's say, in academics, then I'm not congratulated or shown that, wow, you're really doing well in this. What I'm being shown is, na kwa nini unaanguka hii? So I grow up seeing that, kuna mismatch. And I need to be pitying this one. And that's not how I have been, what's the word?
Wired.
Yeah.
Acha tu niseme, because hii kidogo imenichekesha. Umesema scientific languages, but is that a thing?
By tulikuwa tunafanya binomial nomenclature. That is scientific language.
But I do get what you're saying in terms of the education, and this is where my story comes in. Junataka Pasia tuambie, from his experience as a millennial, and as a parent as well, how that has shaped your thinking in terms of how you're parenting your children now. But for me, so my mom, mom, pressure, yo.
Doctor.
My mom is a daktari. My mom is a PhD holder, and my sister is a lawyer.
What are you?
I am here on TV, mom. I made it.
Starting a YouTube channel. Follow, like,
Hi
subscribe.
guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. On the last episode,
On all channels, my name is.
guys. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm on TV. Well, I made it, but it felt like it's a bit of pressure because initially I wanted to do law. And kidogo math failed me, and a couple of sciences.
The maths was not mathing.
And the math was not mathing, man. So I didn't get into law. I ended up picking communication. Nikasema ningie na communication ni change ningie law. God was like, no.
The maths were just low.
Ni hesabu haiko inaingiana.
Guys, that's the
Moving
wrap.
on
That's
swiftly.
the end of the show. Hey, but yeah, okay. Hata siwezi rudia hiyo joke. Kama hujaipata men, tulale, twende tulale. But yes, so I felt as
Hey, sorry. We are Lauren.
I felt as though there was a bit of pressure to be able to be just as good as, because kwanza Pasia toe kuna siku niuliza hii swali ati unafikiria kwenda kufanya masters na PhD kwanza dada yako ni lawyer. Aki, everybody keeps asking me that question and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of what they've been able to achieve. But at some point, it inakuweka some pressure inside there. You need to also really perform very well so that in societal eyes, you sort of are, almost at par. Yeah. So that was a lot of pressure. Acha niache na the next story. Hiyo tutakutana on my Instagram live. Yes. Pasi.
Okay, what was I responding to?
You were talking about how either the pressure affected you and so it has affected how you parent now.
Yeah, because, growing up, so much pressure. When I was going to be a pastor, I remember this night telling my dad, I'm going to Bible school. My dad was like, huh? Okay, Bible school. Now, I come from a family, I said we're all boys. So everyone has a plan. We always meet every first Saturday of the month. And people are giving updates. Oh, my bro is a designer. My other bro is a doc. The other one, as in, people are doing something. And you're here coming to say you're going to Bible school. And it was like, so at some point you wondered, kwani kuwa pasi is a low thing than that. That for me was a serious pressure. Because my dad wanted me to do clinical medicine. Like the biology was not biology. Ilikata. So I'm thinking, how do I even start those medic things? And I'm going to, but I end up doing IT, by the way. And I don't know, I end up doing IT because I developed an interest in it. So I did things of networking and coding. Before, of course, now the call was the real calling. It called me into ministry. But I don't want to blame my parents in one way, but I still bear some scars of it.
Yeah.
I still feel bad about how I felt I was treated, how I felt I was not given the chance probably to prove. I was not given a chance, and probably I was seen as a failure because of probably seeing my parents seeing others doing better than me. I bear the scar.
Yeah.
However, personally made a choice. At some point, that's good Kwenanga church, by the way. I mean, sometimes just the word of God is very active. And I think one day I'm just in church and I get a revelation that I have a life to live. That before I was so my mother's womb, God knew me and had a purpose for my life. And so I started realizing, probably my father brought us up simply because that's what he saw.
Yeah.
And that's what he thought was the best. Because Buddha anasema, chukua career enye, even if you retire, you can still continue with it in your retirement.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, doing clinical medicine. Because once a doctor, always a doctor, even until your death, you know. And so probably that's what he knew best he could do for us and did that. But it has informed me how I treat now my
Your
children.
kids, yeah.
In the sense that I'm now cautious. I think I said it initially. I'm not being cautious. Did what I did, Kenya nilifanya? Is it something that one will feel? Because actually the other also cautious, because I felt, of course, our son came, the firstborn, and the difference between our firstborn and secondborn is like 3 years. And so sometimes I look at both of them. I will go walk with him in every evening, and I kept asking myself, when my daughter grows at that level, I feel now confident I can walk with him. Will I still go with him? And if you learned how close I used to, the things to do with my son, we go out, we eat mutura together, and we do all those things, and then he realizes I don't do the same thing with her, will she feel she's over less of a person? And I think I've been challenging myself saying, once my daughter is at that level, then there need to be really a balance.
Yeah.
I remember every time I go to kinyozi, my munyozi, okay.
Your
My
kinyozi.
baba, my baba.
Kinyozi.
Tunaenda saloon, si saloon, is salon.
Hapo tumeagree English na Kiswahili went
No,
out the
you know, but
window.
we are
communicating.
Salon is a bar.
Yeah.
So salon is there. So every time I go there, she keeps saying, and where's your daughter? Uyaza kuja naye? And I'm thinking, me, I want to just see you with your son. So it looks like, and I keep asking myself, will I do the same? So I feel like as time goes by, it's a matter of trying to find a balance of both, so that it doesn't look like, because even my son will be like, and I keep seeing by the, interestingly, my daughter doesn't talk, but when I carry my son,
Yeah.
he doesn't want me to carry my daughter. Asema usimbebe, we can't carry two. And when I carry, like usually when I take them to bed, I carry my daughter. My son is like, you refuse to carry me. I'm not your friend. So
Pasi.
Teren.
Teren. That
like,
will need
you
some.
carry one and you come for the other one.
Okay. I don't know, maybe, because our time is up. Imagine 1 hour is already gone.
Ndio tumeanza.
Ndo tumeanza
Mkopo
man.
umealika maua.
Kuna issues zenye hata hatujagusa, but maybe we can look at how we can manage some of the scars that come from this is our parting shot, 1 minute each, yeah? How we can manage some of the scars that come from family feuds and family wounds. When we mention family wounds, when we look at these scars, we talk about, najua iliongelewa last week, so things like PTSD, constant comparison, feeling like you need to overachieve to get there, stuff like that. So how, as a young person, can I manage this struggle or overcome? Acha to see manage, we overcome.
There are those
guys.
who are managing at there are those who are at this place where they have to manage it because
Yeah.
they're still in the family. By the way, even as you grow older, you're still part of the family, so you still need
Yeah.
to manage.
Yeah.
And there are those who actually they got real scars, and they are feeling so bad about it.
Yeah.
So how do they also kind of deal with that? So
Okay, 1 minute short.
Well, Nimi naanza.
Yes.
The first thing that has come to mind is knowing my identity, and in this case, my identity as a believer, as a daughter of the King, and as a Christ-like human being. So I think, despite, because I know pressure will be there, even when my sister and I are shoshos, we'll still have pressure.
Kashamba kangu ni kadogo.
Yeah,
The best
about
shosho.
my
Yeah, I'm going to
grandchild,
shosho.
sijui
Yeah.
nini,
What is the best?
I'm doing what, the pressure will,
This wheel was not
Yeah.
divided equally, guys.
yeah, there'll be so many things that could cause a feud between me and my sister, or me and my mom, or me and my dad. But I need to remind myself who I am in Christ. And that, I believe, should renew how I think
Yeah.
about my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And living my life as me, as an individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very important. On my side, I'd say converse. Talk to the quote unquote source of your scar or source of your problem.
Trauma.
I think that's one thing that is understated. Sometimes we don't have conversations, we carry things around that even the guys who purportedly caused it don't even know
Don't
about.
know. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so I think it's important to talk to, if it is your parent, if it is your siblings, at least talk to them, have a conversation, let them know how they made you feel, let them know the extent of, whatever they did, how it affected your life, how it's affecting your life even now,
Yeah.
and then see the reaction from there. Because truth be told, some of them actually don't know what they're doing is
Yeah.
bad.
True.
Yeah, so some of them you can never, unaweza hata ambia mtu, maybe the father or the mother, that I think you are treating this person with a bit of favor than me. And they'll be so surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't notice, I'm sorry. So you'd get an apology, and I think that's the first step to healing. If it's your sibling, you talk to them. If it's a behavior that's continuing, they can start to change.
Yeah.
I know some of the people you'll talk to might not be receptive to it. That's
Yeah.
a possibility.
Yeah. True.
But the first step is always to talk, see how they react, and then move on from there. From there,
Yeah.
now you can know how you're going
How
to deal with it.
Yeah. Pasi as a
I
parent.
think me, I talk to parents.
Yeah.
Parents with kids. I think from what I also have learned through parenting classes and stuff there, I'm not yet perfect there, but it's important also to acknowledge not all your children are the same.
Yeah.
They are gifted differently,
Yeah.
and you can't compare them. The least you can do is to encourage them. And also, the truth is, we love what Wahito is doing than what Gloria is doing. But I think as a parent, it's my responsibility to help them appreciate you're good as you are.
Yes.
Because even among kids, they can start competing among themselves. To win your favor in whatever thing is this. So I think it's the role of a parent to help your children appreciate that we are all okay wherever you are, and don't try to make them feel one is better than the other.
Yeah. Okay. Hey,
Teacher.
tumesikia.
Hatujasema therapy pia hiyo.
Okay, go
Yeah.
for therapy, guys.
Yeah.
But,
Ilikuwa
by the way,
therapy
because if you
session.
don't deal with this, I know time has gone. If we don't deal with this, it even affects your work relationships.
Yeah.
Because you're always feeling, so and so is favored more than I am at the place of work. It will
Yeah.
affect your other aspect of your
You
life.
need to overdo it to feel like, okay, nasikia director wangu Aki, wait, sorry, nimekusikia. So let me just read these comments. Faith Nungari, you're saying hi. Judith Kitui, you are saying that this is a healthy topic. Thank you so much. And you are the favorite child. What a way to end it. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And thank you so much for always tuning in. So you can watch your last week, watch your this week, and catch up as we continue. My name is Pendo. I've been your moderator for tonight. This has been YT Nation. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye. Good night. God bless.